Happy Monday, everyone. Join Jackie Mondays at 10. How are you going to talk to your family about their death and their wishes? That's today's topic. A hard one, because I think a lot of people are afraid to talk to their parents about them passing away because they may seem like they're wanting their inheritance or greedy. Or it's hard for those that I call in the sandwich generation to talk to their young adults about what happens if something happens to them. A, because sometimes the young adults won't take it seriously. But B, just, you don't want to think about it. You don't want to think about that scenario. But if you don't have these conversations, it becomes even harder, because then you are left not knowing what their wishes are and not, while you're trying to grieve, also making decisions that you're unsure of. And so it is better to have the conversations, and it's better to check that things are in order. If things are not in order, how much harder is it going to be for you? So we need an excuse to raise the topic. So that's the first thing. How can you raise it? Well, you can raise it because you can say you've seen this video. Look, I saw, I follow this person on Facebook and she talked about this on Monday. I really think we should have this conversation. Or if you come and do your own estate planning, then you say to your parents, look, I've just updated my will. This is where I've done it. This is how I want things set up. How long has it been since you've done yours? I've been thinking about powers of attorney, particularly, how, have you got those in place? Will things be easy? All those sorts of things, because your parents, more likely than your young adult children, will not want to be a burden, right? They will not want things to be hard for you. And so you can come at it from that angle as well. Come at it from the angle of talking about powers of attorney more than the will. So there you go. You need an excuse to raise it. So that's the first point. The second point is having an understanding that it's important to get it right. So if your older parents haven't done their estate planning for 20 years, the laws have changed, life is more complex. They do really need to consider whether what they have is sufficient. Superannuation is not generally covered by a will. Are they retired on Centrelink, or are they self-funded retirees? Is there a pension that needs to be taken into account? So superannuation is another point to come at it. Superannuation from your young adult perspective is a way to come at this conversation as well, because you can say, you're working now, you've been working for some time, you have superannuation, there is a life benefit on your superannuation of a couple of $100,000. Have you thought about who you want that to go to? Understand that your will does not cover that. You only have certain categories of people you want to leave it to. You cannot leave it directly to your parents or your brother and sister. So you need to have your estate planning done to make sure your super goes where you want it to go. So superannuation is another in to have the conversation. Another thing to talk about is medical wishes. So, particularly when there's a celebrity death, or there is some kind of excuse to talk about assisted suicide, or you talk about someone that you know who has dementia, or that has just been diagnosed with cancer or motor neuron disease or some kind of other degenerative disease, you can then raise the topic and start talking about medical wishes first, and then have a broader conversation. Medical wishes is not just do not resuscitate. Medical wishes is, do you want to be artificially fed? Do you want antibiotics in certain situations? Do you want surgery? Do you want to be artificially respirated? What level of palliative care do you want? Would you want psychological treatment for palliative care if you are delusional? Or is it just pain management? So lots of conversations to be had. They are really important conversations. And so if you are going to make an excuse to raise the topic, make sure you've got the time and space for a decent conversation. Or if you don't quite and people start getting upset, you can just say, look, this is a really important topic. I'd like to continue this conversation. When we next meet whenever, or can I take you out for dinner whenever, or can we set aside time for a detailed phone call? Don't let the conversation slip. Actually, if it is becoming difficult, say, I understand this is becoming difficult, but this is a really important conversation. I'd like to talk about this again. Can we do it whenever? All right. So please don't let those conversations go. Make it your New Year's resolution even, because we've only got 2 months now till Christmas. So start thinking about getting things in order for 2024, having those conversations. Make sure your parents are in order. Make sure your adult children are in order. Thank you for being with me this Monday. I hope you have a great week. And if there are any topics that you would like me to cover, please let me know. Otherwise, while this video is live, it will be saved onto the page with all our other videos. There are hundreds. So use that resource. Share the videos if you need to. Use Messenger to share them privately. You're quite welcome to use this as a first point of call. That's what it's all about. Have a great week.